As equipment prices are tumbling right now, whether it's vans, reefers, trucks, day cabs, sleepers, they're all falling down significantly in prices. The resale value of used equipment is going down. There's one type of equipment that actually retains its value very well. And I'll give you one story about myself and the equipment that we bought back in 2013, and I just recently sold it. I'll tell you how much I bought it for and how much I sold it. Literally 13 years later, I sold it, and you would be shocked of how much money I lost throughout these 13 years. So first, the one equipment that retains value the best, I would have to say by far, is the Conestoga flatbeds, and followed by flatbeds. So flatbeds on its own, Conestogas in particular, they do very, very well. They retain their value. And I'll give you an example here at ET Transport. So first of all, let's go over some of the equipment at the Ritchie Brothers auctions that just sold that are the Conestoga flatbeds. All right, so I just did a quick search between 2020 to 2022s that just sold at the auctions over the last couple of months. So here we have, 2020 Load Kings that sold for $66,000. We have another 2021 triaxle. We have a step deck triaxle, but let's go into the tandems. I really want to show the audience. So here's a 2022 Manac that sold for $65,000, and this was, just a few months ago. That is what I mean by the Conestogas, especially the flatbeds, how they retain their value. So here's another one that sold for $37,000 in 2020. Then we have another 2020 that sold for $41,000, and then we have another one here that sold for $52,000. So just so you guys are aware, we here at ET Transport have our flatbeds, and then we put the Conestoga kits on top of it. We use Verduyn Tarps. The reason we use them is because they're reliable and because they have 4 locations, 2 in Canada, 2 in the US, and we're very happy. And we've been doing these kits since 2014. We've been putting on these kits, and I still have today on the road flatbeds with the kits on them from 2012, and they are just fine, okay? So these things are durable. The reason we go with these kits is because we found that in the flatbed industry, then you can retain a driver for a much longer period of time if you have these Rolltites. So back to the story about how they retain their value. So back in 2012, I purchased a 53-foot Manac. So brand new out of the box, $26,500. Fast forward right now to 2025, I just sold 3 of them, and I sold them for $18,500. In 11 years, I drove a flatbed and lost $8,000 in 11 years, okay? That's how well these flatbeds, especially these Conestogas, they retain their value. I have right now in my fleet 2015 Conestogas. So back then it was $42,000. Today I could probably get about $30,000 for those 2015s, which means that I only lost about $12,000 over the course of 10 years. And you won't find any other equipment in our industry that retains the value as much as these flatbeds do. Now, will the same thing happen 10 years from today? Because I know that of recent, I bought some flatbeds for about $60,000 or $65,000. I don't think that if we're gonna be fast forwarding 10 years from today, that those flatbeds are gonna be $120,000. But then again, if somebody told me 10 years ago that when I bought them for 28 that they would be $60,000 10 years later, I probably wouldn't believe people. Do you guys think that there's other equipment out there that retains its value as well as these Conestogas do? If they do, I'd love to hear your feedback below. I'm Ronan, and I'll catch you in my next video.